animation. It was really nice. It was done by Anti Studios in Lagos. I didn't even know it was a Nigerian company till one iconic moment where one of the characters threw a pencil there. His opponent cut it into two. The pioneer cut it into two, and on the pencil there was this write-up made in Nigeria. He made like post. I'm like, not the big figure animation, can let this stuff in Nigeria. That became the first step of my career. It has been a fun, when I say journey or adventure, learning and doing 3D animation. When I thought about tech before, I thought maybe you just have to be a programmer to be called a techie. But as I've grown in the industry, I've understood that the name tech is just one big name. My older brother is saying solving problems using technology. Alright? Are you guys following? Are you following? Alright. So let me get up. Animation is simply giving life to any object. If you can use the computer to move distance from left to right, you've created an animation. An animation, we call it frame. There are 24 images in a second. The videographers among us can tell. There are 24 images in a second. So companies use 30 images per second. But each of those images is called a frame. I'm trying to bring something up. Definitely, I'm trying to explain better with pictures. Perfect. I created this example to show us to do. So in animation, we call it, like I said, there are 24 frames in a second. So those 24 frames are different images stuck together. By the time I start moving, you can see that this ball, I've given the illusion of moving, searching around, and finally jumping. I didn't have to say or write that this ball is jumping, but you can see it's actually jumping. Let me see. Are you following? Are we following? Your voice is kind of loud, it's not motivating me. Sorry, I'm not used to public speaking, I'm always behind the PC creating stuff. So that's the thing. 3D animation is the process of using a computer to create three-dimensional images, like we call it cartoon. In 3D animation, you have the power of, let's say, God, we call ourselves demigods because we can create anything we can think of. It's only limited to our imagination. Now, the importance of 3D animation is, first of all, it saves a lot of cost. Let me bring up something I made. Let me use the earlier example I showed everyone. One of the things we see in animation is it saves cost, like I mentioned before. As a tailor or a fashion designer, you would have to cut and sew before you can show your client what you're trying to come up with. But with the power of animation, you can simply create a virtual cloth or a simulation of what you are trying to show. This is an example. So originally, if you want to show your client or your customer that this is our latest designs, you have to sew and employ a model to wear all these stuff. For animation, you can create a virtual model and the virtual attire. This is one of the fields where animation thrives. That's the fashion industry. Another place animation thrives is the advertisement agency. Alright, this is an icon as you all know. Previously, what you have to do is you have to take a camera, then go around the phone, maybe tie the phone to a stick or something, then try to turn it around to show the different sides. But with animation, you can see stuff from different perspectives. Are we following? Alright. So this is one of the places where animation thrives in product review and visualization. I put this together so I can show everyone the work in progress. So this is the purple image you see below was the original one. Then the one above is the final product. We can see how important children is in the animation or sorry, how important it is in the advertisement agency. Another industry where animation thrives is the automotive industry. Just imagine trying to show an investor or a customer this part of a car when you not pay the bill. That's impossible, yeah? You have to spend millions of dollars and hire a lot of people to be able to create this or pay the company that produces stuff to show it up. So this is one of the industries where animation thrives. Okay? Now, the most important of all is the medical field. During COVID-19, we were all locked up, we couldn't move, and when I say classes or teaching were on pause. But with the power of animation, lecturers and teachers could be able to communicate and teach their students from anywhere. This example now, imagine bringing a dead body to your dad's house because you are trying to practice your medical lectures or courses. Will it be possible? Won't be possible, yeah? Bringing a dead body, cut it. And if you make a mistake, let's say you cut the wrong way, you have to look for another body, I think. Right? So this is one of the places where animation thrives, where you can create something that is actually being real. And if we'll be following the technique. There's this stuff we call Web3, the metaverse. Yeah? One of the metaverse is doing. Okay, what's the metaverse? What's the metaverse?
How do I put it? It's another dimension. The simple way to put it is that it's a different dimension from the normal reality we are actually seeing. That's why it's digital dimension.
Yeah. Thank you very much. The metaverse Web3 is an alternate world where it exists only in the computer. We call it me because of time constraints, but I'll just cut it a little. Now, 3D animation has given us the power to be able to create realities and actually experiment with these things without them actually being in focus or without them being present. Let's go to the next one. Okay, I mentioned advertising agency. Another place where 3D animation thrives or cartoon thrives is the educational sector. As kids, our attention span is very short, so we need something colorful and entertaining to be able to keep us on long, yeah? You notice when you are trying to teach a child something, you have to sing and play and everything. This is one of the industries where animation has come through for us as humans. So like our example here, you can see that there are different shapes, different colors, and let me take it a little bit further. You can see that we'll be able to make the box move and give a characteristic to it. Our former speaker taught us about naming characters here. Here he did. So in animation, we can create this imaginary character or fictional being that can give out expression and information or knowledge. Okay. Okay. Are you following me? Yes. Right, so I mentioned the industries where animation thrives, which is medical.
Education.
Sorry, my time is almost up. So I mentioned the different places where animation has helped us. I'm just going to show this last one, which is military. We are all aware of the Ukraine versus Russian war. So this is not really fun topic to talk about because of the whole bad aura associated with war. But the military, before they create a nuclear weapon or anything in real life, they first use animation to simulate it. the example here, they are going to drop nukes on the sky. Try to do this in real life. You spend millions of dollars to actually create these bombs before actually doing what they can do. But with animation, you can see that they have been able to cut that cost. Okay. Now imagine the scenario where you are trying to teach newbies or new students or new recruits into the army how to use an armor tank. Will you just put them in the armor tank and tell them what to do? Pressure or something, they can end up blowing themselves up or their colleagues. But with animation, you can create a virtual world. I think the gaming industry capitalized on this. You can create a virtual world that looks like a real world with tanks. All you have to do is either use a VR headset so you can be inside the tank to control and learn how to use it. Alright? Because of time, I'll be rounding up here, but I think everybody has understood the importance of animation.
Yes, sir.
So the next stage is getting into animation. Getting into animation likely is going to be a very difficult task. Why? Animation is the most hardest field in the design world. Why? This time around, you're not just dealing with plain design like your logo or flyer, but this time you're dealing with expression and communication. You're trying to create a believable personality. So, getting into animation, first of all, you need to understand the principles of animation, which is the 12 principles of animation. You need to understand the software used in animation. Do I start
Question.
Alright, I'll round up here, but I'll just suggest for anybody to communicate with me properly or learn from me. This is my username on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I can communicate with you here so I can get to teach you guys better. Thank you very much. Thank you.
DJ, please. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I think it is time for gifting. Alright? The first person I'll be welcoming here is the person that actually come to this place first today. Okay? So, like I think if you are the first person that come to this place today, you can kindly raise up your hand, please. If you know you are the first person that came to this place, raise up your hand.
DJ Giant first come.
Sorry, apart from the DJ.
Okay. What about?
Okay. You say you are the first person, and he's saying he's the first person. Sir, please, let me believe that you actually came before them, so you verify.
Who said?
I think we have two persons now saying they came first. Okay, came first. All right. So, Mr. Promise, please, you come on stage and take your swag.
Okay. Mr. Promise, the way you're smiling. Huh? All right. Please, let's clap. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. If you know you participated in that during that quiz session, and you're able to give a possible answer or a correct answer, please come on stage, please.
Please, let's look at the video. Okay. It's only two students.
DJ, please. I think we have offices. You must have been saying, you know, say you do that quiz when they do. You look like say my English no dey clear. Okay, if you know say you participate for that quiz, thank you.
The fourth person is here. Bros, if you're worried. Hamplus harvest as a home of creativity, of great tech, genius. In case you don't know, this is Hamplus. That is DJ Moody on the world stage. It's a great one from right.
DJ, please. Okay, thank you very much for this session. And I want to advise you, there are a lot of swags available. All you have to do is just to be patient. Alright, just be patient. There are a lot of swags available for you. God bless you.
All right, please let's celebrate Chas. DJ, why you change the song? If there was somebody to keep that time, which Chas do? Why you can't change it? All right, we're about calling it a day, but we still have one or two resource persons in the house. They are going to be feeding us better. But before that, please, let's keep to our time. Let's keep to our time. Once the time is stipulated to you, please let's keep to the time so that you don't keep us here all day. Ladies and gentlemen, next on our list we have Big John by Victor. Please let's celebrate as it comes up. I think you can clap better, you can clap better. Come on.
Hello. My name is Victor Ejuma. I'm the elder one to the other fat big guy. I'm a copywriter, blogger, SEO specialist, and into of brand strategy. So the question someone asked about branding. I think it was a premise about branding. Okay, before now, I used to have that branding very wrong. Let me just answer that question. I used to have branding very wrong. Okay, before now, you see people creating some kind of brands with different difficult names. So that was old school. In this present time, there's something called the brand of you. You are your brand. There are popular people that created a different brand for themselves. We find that their own pages have more followers, more likes than their business pages. You know why? Because people don't buy from who they don't buy into. They want to see the face behind that brand. So you put your brand together with who you are, you end up making more sales faster. It's about branding names. You also need a nickname. Before now, we created so many brands, different brands now. Now, to reduce the cost of registering business names, we need something which we just found out about. I think it was last week. So, we have different brands. I won't want to call their names right now. But what we know is that to register a brand, you can register the brand under something called a corporation. There are different kinds of corporation, and your branding also has a lot to do with it. Let's say, for instance, you want to name, you have a sugar industry. You can name it sugar supply, right? But then you're limiting yourself to just that business. So let's say you created another agency. Let's say you're now doing clothes. You can't use sugar whatever on that place. What you can do is that you can register under something called ventures, conglomerates. That's something popular celebrities do now. You've seen Dangote. What's Dangote? Dangote is into salt, cement, and the rest. What do you do? You register under one name. Dangote Group of Companies. Simple. So anything registry, just registering a new business under another business. Am I sounding too technical? So let's present with my glasses. So you know I look like you also. Forget the whole glasses. Alright. I was supposed to come in first of all to introduce the whole tech space. But before I run up and down, I was not able to do that. So let me start by introducing myself once more. I'm very fast. There's no aspire to my bias today. Alright. I was once a student of DELSU. I finished, let's say, 4 years back from the Department of Mathematics. And believe me, I've not used my certificate to do anything. If you come to my house, I have so many awards and certifications, but you will not see BSc Mathematics anywhere. Instead, you see other texts that we're going to acquire along the years. So that's one very predominant about international tech space. Because with the tech space, let's say you have a target of hitting 1 million naira in 2 months. How do you do that in a government job when you know that this, in fact, it's something I play when doing interviews, they're not ask what is your price expectation. That is a very tricky question. You can set below your price expectation for that job, and that was a big shock. So salary earners don't really have that target of saying I want to make 1 million naira. We know okay, last trial increase now. What happens to your goal of making 1 million naira in 3 months? But let's say if you're earning from different skills, definitely, if this one does not work, this other one will work. So many people have come to talk about their tech skills. We found out that they didn't just say one thing. Our professional brand strategist, Tracy Haley, before it entered into being a brand strategist, studied logo, graphics, and it's into videography, video editing. So he started in one place, but he just starts progressing to different other fields. Okay, I just have one simple job today. I'm trying to explain just 4 things, and I'll be done. 4 things. First thing is, if I'm not able to explain this, I've wasted both of our time. Time is very precious. So the first thing is explaining what tech is. The second is what tech is not. Because for you to know what is, you have to know what is not. Right? So there's no peace without war. If you've not experienced peace, you don't know what war is, right? So the next thing is what is the tech skill. And finally, how to get into the tech space. No matter what you want, no matter whatever I've said so far, I'm going to give you a very precise way of getting into any tech field you want to go into. So first of all, let's define tech. Tech simply means technology. Forget that short form. Technology. Technology. And what is technology? Technology is derived from a Greek word, means tech and logia. Again, okay, tech and logia. It simply means alright. It simply means the science of craft. Technology, that big word, simply means the science of craft, or you can say the art of craft. Okay, now, the dictionary meaning of technology helps us understand technology better. It says that technology is basically a systematical way of that big word, technology. Just a system of solving problems. No matter what tech space you're into, you're trying to solve a problem. And when you solve a problem, money naturally follows. So what tech is now? I think my first part moves very fast. Now, what tech is not? There are tons of books and articles that will tell you about what technology is. In fact, Samsung, Apple, all these big tech companies, they've succeeded in blinding our eyes. Now, if that just shows differently that Samsung S23 was deviated from what technology is. Now, we're not looking for the latest gadget, what it can now do, stuff like that. But that was not the whole idea of what technology is initially. Okay, so technology is not a thing. It's not an object. It's not a smartphone. stay with me, don't judge me yet. And it's not a battery life and rest. Those are not technology. Technology in pure form just has, I think the three M's of technology, which is mindset, mentality,